Valerie Joy, and this is Disclaimer, not so legal advice, where we discuss legal aspects of the creative economy. Today, I'm very excited about our topic. It's the business of influencing. Ooh, round of applause, round of applause. The legal do's and don'ts for social media creators and influencers. So, the business of influencing. If you're making money online through brand deals and sponsored content, or even just sharing content on social media, you need to know the legal side of influencing. Or you could end up getting sued or fired or fined, or losing your brand deals in general. Today we'll be covering how to read and negotiate brand contracts, the legal requirement to disclose paid partnerships. Can you get sued for posting content? Okay, I'll tell you if you can and how to avoid it. How to protect your brand as an influencer. At this point, we've talked so much about protecting your brand and your work, so I'm sure you already have an answer for that. Before you dive in, like and subscribe to my channel, to this channel. Share, subscribe, like, and turn on the post notification buttons. If you're on TikTok, just find us at disclaimer.nsla and check out the short versions of the videos there. So, brand deals and contracts, what to look for. I'm sure by now you already know. If you've watched any other of my videos, you know some of the um, clauses to look out for when you are about to sign a contract, right? So some of the things that you're gonna look out for as a creative, as signing a creator or an influencer contract. Number one is payment terms. I saw recently that sometimes these guys, they don't be paying after you've done the work. I feel our industry is still so young, but we have to fight, manze. We have to fight to make it make sense. So when you're signing the deal, get paid in cash. Don't we said exposure to tunaiacha wapi? If you remember, I don't know if you've seen that video, but exposure. Guy, when the accent slips out, you just do that. Exposure to tunaiacha wapi? Kwa terminal. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's not on the train with us to Zion. We're not going with exposure. So get paid, even though it's just for facilitation. Get paid. So payment terms are necessary. What you look for when um, looking at a payment term is one, the amount, of course, how it's going to be paid. Is it going to be paid 100% before the work is done? Is it going to be paid 50%? Those are the terms that you look out for. And then, like, are you being paid per post, by engagement? Usage rights. This is the second thing that you should look out for. Does a brand own your content after you post it? Can they reuse it without paying you again? So this is something you negotiate. If they're gonna use it again, make sure that without paying you, make sure like the amount is some big amount of money. But if it's obviously, does the brand own your content, or like if you're just posting it once and they're not going to reuse it? Negotiate, guys. Negotiate. Exclusivity clause. Are they stopping you from working with competitors? If so, for how long? Right? We don't want to be stuck out of the market by someone who is not valuing how much you put in and also compensating you sufficiently. Content approval. Do they have control over what you post, and how many times can they ask for revisions? Right. Termination clause. Of course, we said you must have a termination clause. Yeah. When can you cancel it? How is it coming into play? So that you're not in a bad deal for perpetuity. In perpetuity. Forever, in other words. Yeah, so these are terms that you should negotiate and make sure that you feel at least there's a win-win situation for you. Brands expect influencers to push back on bad terms, so don't be afraid to ask for better payment or more rights over your content. Okay, it's good to negotiate. Don't just sign the first deal that you're given. Yeah. You deserve better. You deserve more. So fight for more. Fight for content rights. Fight for more payment. Yeah. So negotiate. Capish? I am. The importance of disclosing paid partnerships. Okay. So failing to disclose a sponsored post can get you fined by the government. Do you know this? Influencers. I'm sure you know this after that thing that happened in the US with that great what was it called? It was like a great event. It was called Fire, right? And influencers went and they had a fun time. And they were paid to be there. And then now the actual event was supposed to happen, and then it was a disaster. And these girls, ladies, models, they hadn't said that they'd been paid to be there, so they influenced people to go and expect that same vibe. You can't mislead your audience. Like the Competition Authority of Kenya and the Advertising Standards Body of Kenya requires clear and conspicuous disclosures whenever influencers are promoting a product or a service. Use hashtags like ad or sponsored to ensure that your audience is not misled into thinking that you're just promoting this product or service because you like it so much, but you've been paid to do that, right? You have to disclose the full extent of your relationship with this brand, so that even when now your audience is actually taking your advice and getting into bed with these brands, they know, oh, he was just promoting, he was paid to promote. Let me take it with a grain of salt. Use hashtag, like I said, hashtag sponsored, hashtag paid partnership. You can say this video is sponsored by XYZ brand name at the beginning of a video. And don't hide disclosures in a wall of hashtags or small text. Like you have to be forthcoming with it. This information that you should. And you can't expect your audience to assume, you know? You can't expect them to assume. Like it's obvious. It's not obvious until you actually say hashtag ad. Because content is meant to be organic. So it looks like it's just part of your life, or you started like using this brand. So they don't know, are you using it as an actual customer, or are you actually being paid to promote the service? You have to ensure that you are forthcoming with that information. Yeah. Uh-huh. Even if a brand doesn't ask you to disclose, it is your legal responsibility to do so because the audience follows you. Like I've seen this um, content creators who might be in trouble because they endorsed some land company that was selling land, but then like people got swindled. Now no one is even remembering the company, they're just remembering the influencers who told them it was okay to invest with these guys. Had they been paid? We don't know. Had they been paid to advertise? We don't know. What deal were they getting? We don't know. So as the audience, you feel misled because you followed them based on their recommendation. But now you're like, oh, we're getting played, and who are we? Who is to blame? Is it Of course, the company because they're failing to deliver, but also the influencer gets some slack, some because we bought because of you, because of your recommendation. So make sure you're not in that situation. Yeah. Can you get sued for posting content? Of course, if it's copyright infringement, as we've been talking about, using music sometimes even gets taken down. There's a time I was on live on Instagram and I was playing music on YouTube on my telly, and I was just dancing, but then like the story was like taken down. Not story, the live was shut down because I was playing live music continuously, not just the snippets that they allow you to use. So that's copyright infringement. Of course, they didn't sue me. They were just like, "Calm down. You should know better." Yeah. So you can't get sued as an influencer, and that's why like sometimes even on YouTube they have to make sure that your content passes the copyright infringement test before the video is posted, right? I'm sure if you post on YouTube, you've come across that. Yeah, if you another way you can get sued is if there's defamation. We also when was it Chira? Oh, rest easy. Um, was taken to court by um, Aziad over defamation. That was like a year or two ago. So these things happen, and if you had someone's reputation, you have to like just know you can get sued. False advertising. This is promoting fake or misleading claims, right? So misleading is where now you say like maybe a product does something and it doesn't, like false information out of the bat for no reason. I don't know why people do that. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? Why are you lying? If you're gonna do a review, just like do an actual review. Anyway, some things work for other people and they don't work for others. So anyway, yeah. Privacy violations. There's the Privacy Data Protection Act. Data Protection Act. Yeah, it's if you're using people's information without their consent, exposing one's data online, like maybe sharing DMs, leaking profile info, like stuff that's private and like you like stuff, yeah, people's private information, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. So how do you protect yourself as an influencer? One, use only protect yourself against potential legal suits. And not the ones you wear. One, only use licensed music and images, right? Don't steal content from Google. Make sure that the content is licensed. Like the sites you're getting them from, you're allowed to use them in your videos, in your everything. And even like, okay, Instagram has made things easier, even TikTok, because they have those snippets that you can use for free without violation. Be honest in brand deals. Exactly. If a product sucks, it sucks. Like, be honest. Don't try and cover up and be like, oh no, it's a great product. If it's bad, it's bad. Yeah. You can give recommendations on how to improve here and there, and but don't lie to people. Don't mislead people, because then you'll be at fault. You'll be in trouble with the law. Get permission before posting private information, especially for collaborations or partnerships. Yeah, even in those contracts for whatever, for sorry, influencer contracts, the the confidentiality clause is also important, because you need to know what information is allowed for you to share with your audience, the brand's information which you're allowed to share and which you're not allowed to share. Because sometimes you get privy to information that they don't necessarily expect you to share. So you have to be clear about the permission of specific, like what you're allowed to share and what you're not allowed to share. So how to protect your brand as an influencer, guys? This is just we already know this by now, right? One, trademark your name, your logo. You know, if you have a unique brand name, trademark it so no one else can use it. Ensure you have contracts for collaborations with videographers, photographers, or other creators. Put everything in writing. I said these contracts, contracts, contracts. Yeah. Get an LLC or business entity. Register your 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 brand as a business, right? This protects your personal assets if someone sues your brand. Because when you register a company, it becomes a person in its own self. It has a personality of its own. So when like creditors are coming to you or people who are suing you because you've defamed you'll be like, well, that's not exactly me. It's the business. Yeah. Register one on eCitizen. Can register. Well, sole proprietorship won't protect you. Like it won't give that separate legal personality. But anything from company, yeah, company is ideal. Limited liability company is ideal. Another one is monitor for fake accounts and impersonators, and report people trying to scam others in your name. So the bigger your platform, the bigger the risks. Start protecting your brand now. Capish? So a quick recap before we close off the video. Read your brand contracts before signing. Read and understand. If you don't understand, seek legal advice, seek legal interpretation, right? Always disclose paid partnerships because it matters. So you don't mislead your audience and get fined for it. Be careful posting content that you can get sued for, copyright, defamation. Don't get yourself in legal trouble. Yeah. Have you ever had a bad experience with a brand deal or legal issue as an influencer? If you have, drop in the comments below whatever bad experience, and like maybe you didn't read the terms of payment and now you're still waiting to be paid. That is so annoying. Actually, I don't like that. And that's why it's frustrating sometimes, but we can't abandon the industry when it's making so many young people stable and steady. So if you found this video helpful, share, like, and subscribe to my channel for more legal tips for creators. Turn on the notification so that you do not miss a video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.